welcome to the last video about yoga of devotion, where we will give an in-depth look at how you would practice yoga of devotion, whether it be for your purpose or for or for the source or whatnot. You feel me? So the first step, god damn, it's so many fucking notes on here. All right, the first step, right? You need to first find out what are you devoting yourself to. Is it like the source? Is it an individual god or goddess? Is it your purpose, a goal? What is it? You feel me? So keep in mind that when you devote yourself to God, there's several ways to do that shit. You feel me? That's why religion was made in the fucking first place. And yeah, if you're doing the Egyptian way, you feel me? You would simply just pick a god or goddess that you felt the most pull to, or that you felt like you were lacking in some way. So let's say you just stumbled upon Egyptian mythology, you just felt a pull towards Isis. You'd pick Isis. However, let's say you felt like you were lacking a certain part of yourself. So let's say that you feel like you lack discernment. Okay, you'd pick Anubis, who represents intellectual discernment. You feel me? So that's how that works. Now, one of the benefits of the Egyptian spiritual system is that with the tree of life, it shows you the different parts of yourself that you're it shows you the different parts of yourself that you're going to encounter and like come into contact with and harness and cultivate and like ascend past. So as you look at the tree of life, right, you can get kind of like an understanding about where you are and what gods or goddesses you need to actually work on with inside yourself. You feel me? So that's a benefit of that shit. You feel me? So yeah, let's get to the first actual step of yoga of devotion, which is listening to the mythology. So if you're devoting yourself to like Isis, you'd read a myth about Isis, maybe about like the myth about Isis and Ra, and about how Isis found Ra's transcendental name and stuff like that. You feel me? If it's Osiris, you read the Osiris resurrection myth or something like that. You feel me? Same with Horus or whatever the fuck. You feel me? Now, if it's about your purpose, it's a bit different, and I'll get into that later. So the reason you would listen to the myth is because with inside the myth you get a better understanding as to how they think, how they feel, and how they act, which will show you how the principle in that god or goddess manifests inside of you and inside the outside world. So the mythology actually does help you understand the god or goddess better. You see exactly how it manifests within inside of you and other people. So when you devote yourself to your purpose, right, you need to learn more about the character that's actually associated with your purpose. So for example, let's say your purpose was to be a chef, right? You feel me? Or you just have a simple goal to be a chef, right? You need to learn more about that part of yourself. You could be many friends. You could be a friend, a mom, a dad, a daughter, a son, a husband. You feel me? Something, a cousin, a friend. I already said friend, but yeah, you could be all those things. But while you're cooking, you're a fucking chef. You feel me? So learn more about that chef part of yourself. You feel me? You need to learn like how does that part of yourself think? How's that part of yourself feel? How does it act? What's his daily habits? What's his daily routines? You need to learn more about that part of yourself. You can actually write these things down and stuff like that and look at them, and it'll help you understand that part of yourself more. Same if it's like a fucking like a rapper. How's that part of yourself think, feel, and act? What's his rituals? What's his daily habits? Same if you're gonna be a fucking Instagram model and stuff like that. You feel me? Like whatever the fuck it is, how's that part of yourself think, feel, and act? What do they do on a daily basis and stuff like that? You feel me? Learn more about that part of yourself. You feel me? You could write these things down, you have it inside your head. You feel me? Yeah. Now the next step is the ritual. So when it comes to like the ritual, the basic step at first would be like an image, and then saying something, and then so you'd have like an image, right? Whether it be an image of a god or goddess, whether it be a fucking image of a chef, it could be like an actual chef, or like a picture of yourself as a chef. Whether you're just dressed as a chef and someone took a picture, or you drew that motherfucker. You'd have like a simple picture usually, and then you like say shit to it, like a chant, a prayer. You'd praise it in some way, and yeah. Now, if you're devoting yourself to God, right, and like to the source, like purely the source, you would have no image at all. You feel me? There would be nothing because God has no image. And the worship of God is actually a higher practice, and the Egyptians actually realized that. You feel me? Which is why when you're first devoting yourself to God, you have the lower gods and goddesses and the symbols and stuff like that. You feel me? Because the symbols and the lower gods and goddesses will help you first to worship something physical, and then as you get better at worshiping these things, you could eventually worship God, like the ultimate one God, with pure silence and nothingness. You feel me? But you gotta, sometimes you gotta work yourself up to that shit. You feel me? So let's say you're gonna be a chef, right? Okay, boom. You can have a picture of yourself as a chef. Like I already said, you can have a drawing. You can have an actual chef, Or you can make a fucking altar with a fucking chef hat, knives, your favorite recipes and stuff like that. You feel me? Or keep it simple, just the chef hat and a picture, some shit like that. You feel me? If you're like a rapper, you know you have like a fucking microphone, a picture of an actual rapper, a picture of yourself as a rapper, some shit like that. You feel me? Just items associated with your purpose or whatnot. You feel me? Okay, boom. Once you have that picture, that chef hat and shit like that, you can say positive affirmations. I will be an amazing chef. I am an amazing chef. All that other shit. You feel me? Say them positive affirmations. You can do fucking poses like this pose right here. You go like that. That means dua. Means adorations. Means giving thanks. You feel me? It's just praising the image. You feel me? When you do that shit, you feel me? It helps you give praise to something like that. You feel me? So you could do that shit. You feel me? Yeah. Now, also, when you say these affirmations like I'm an amazing chef or I'm gonna be a rapper or some bullshit like that, you feel me? Make sure you have pure devotional feeling and actually say this shit with feeling because it'll help build the feeling even more. Don't say that shit with a lack of emotion. You need to have emotion behind your affirmations and mantras and stuff like that. You feel me? Okay, so boom. So after that, right? After your whole little ritual of you worshiping that picture or the chef hat or whatever the fuck, you feel me? You can eventually, have a routine after. You could fuck around. You could get done with that shit. Then study some cooking shit like a recipe. You could watch some cooking shit. You could build a whole routine from after that. So like for a Christian, right? A Christian may have a picture of Jesus, a Bible, and a cross. They may say a prayer to that shit, do the little postures or whatnot. You feel me? They could also do the fucking the Eucharist ritual. The whole little the bread and the wine thing. You feel me? That's a ritual for Jesus Christ and stuff like that. It helps you identify with Jesus Christ. The bread is his flesh. The wine is his blood and stuff like that. Literally eating Jesus and becoming one with Jesus. You feel me? So a Christian could do that shit, and then after the whole little ritual, they could do like Bible study. They could fuck around, like watch something Christian oriented or some shit like that. Go to church. You feel me? Some shit like that. You feel me? Now, someone who practices the Egyptian shit, right? They may have a god or goddess like Osiris, right? They can have his items like the crook and the flail. You feel me? Because he holds crook and the flail and stuff like that. You feel me? They could do the postures like that and shit. You feel me? They could also have like a there's an image. There's like an image for God, right? There's like the winged sun disk. That is an image that's supposed to represent the ultimate God. They could have that shit. You feel me? They could also do fucking rituals like, for example, you have the ritual you could offer the eye of Horus to the image. You could also do the Egyptian Eucharist ritual when you where you hold up where you open your mouth. So you use the eye of Horus to open your mouth in the form of wine, and then you eat it in the form of bread. So that whole bread and wine shit also was in Egypt. You feel me? You use the eye to fucking open your mouth with wine, and then you eat that shit like it's some bread and stuff like that. You feel me? Okay. Now, with that shit being said, you may do that whole little ritual. Then after that, you may study some Egyptian shit. You may meditate after that shit. Boom, you feel me? So that's how you build your little ritual. At first, you get your little picture and shit like that. Your little images, fucking. It could be a fucking the god or goddess. The god or goddess's items for your purpose. It could be like a fucking chef hat, a fucking microphone if you're a rapper, a picture of a fucking Instagram logo if you're an Instagram model, some bullshit like that. You feel me? It could be something like that. You feel me? A picture of yourself as a model, something like that. You feel me? You say your affirmations and stuff like that. You do your little postures and whatnot. You feel me? Do your little rituals, whether it be the bread and the wine shit. You could be offering it some food. You could offer the eye of Horus, offer the Ankh, offer the cross, some bullshit like that. You feel me? You could offer it like if you're a chef, you could offer it some of your favorite spices, some of your favorite recipes and stuff like that. You feel me? If you're like a rapper, offer it like your favorite fucking like let's say you have like a fucking CD player or some bullshit like that, like or like your favorite like album or something like that. You feel me? You offer your favorite album or some bullshit like that. You feel me? Like anything like that. You feel me? You give your little offerings. Depending on how far you want to go. So your affirmations, your little prayers and stuff like that. You feel me? After you could fucking study, you could meditate some shit. You feel me? You could go to like a temple or like a church or something like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you could do a whole lot after that initial ritual. But the beginning, just a little picture, pose or whatnot. Say an affirmation. You'll be cool. You feel me? Like that. Now the last stage, mysticism. At this stage, you practice this shit so much. You feel me? You did your ritual so much that anytime you think about God, you feel me, or the god or goddess or your purpose, you just get the feel. You just get the feelings and stuff like that. And then yeah. So I want to say this: while practicing yoga of devotion, you could be devoted to your purpose and to God at the same time. You could have one time for God, another time for your purpose. You feel me? Also, the book for Yoga of Devotion will be inside the description box down below of all the other videos. I forgot to mention that shit. So yeah, if you want the Yoga of Devotion book, it'll be inside all the videos, the description box of all the videos, and yeah. Now when it comes to also Yoga of Devotion, right? Usually when you devote yourself to God in Egypt, they have a 3-step worship program. You have when you get up, which is really supposed to be like dawn. You feel me? You have the dawn worship, or whenever you get the fuck up, the afternoon worship, and the nighttime worship, or the dusk. You feel me? Wait, which one's okay? Dawn or dusk is okay, pretty much morning, afternoon, nighttime. You feel me? Type shit like that. When you wake up, afternoon, and nighttime. Now, if you wake up at like 2 p.m. and shit like that, it'd be only 2 for you when you wake up, and then when you go to sleep at night type shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they do it typically like that. So you could do it like that also for like your purpose too. You could worship that chef part of yourself 3 times a day. The rapper aspect, the Instagram model aspect, the leader aspect, the whatever other aspects you got. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. That's how you practice the shit. It's pretty fucking lit. Do that shit to get your emotions in tune with the source and or your purpose. And yeah, peace.